Okay, this is it. We're back on the tubes. I know what you're thinking. Cal, you said this last time. It's been a year, mate. I know. That's not good. That's bad. But it's different this time. I promise. It's genuinely different this time. And to be honest, when I woke up this morning, I didn't think I was going to be switching on my camera and starting YouTube. But I was just on my way to the gym, and it's leg day, and I'm trying to put off doing legs. So I just whacked my camera out, and here we are, sat in the middle of a park, starting YouTube again. Now, a couple of things have changed since last time. First of all, and probably the biggest change, we kind of went viral. We kind of went viral on Instagram and a little bit on TikTok, to be fair, but more so on Instagram. I got my first million view video. Yeah, million views, look at me. And that has changed things a bit. I've gone from something like 500 followers on Instagram to now 28,000. Big change. So first and foremost, thank you for that. That is, it's really, really nice. It's very validating for the ego. And now that I have this audience, now that I've got this big audience, I feel like I want to try and make more content that allows me to be even more authentic and show you guys a little bit more into my actual life. But here's the issue, here's the problem, and I feel like this is where I go wrong when I start these things, and I'm gonna be very open and honest about it. I am a bit of a perfectionist, and whenever I make these videos, I then tend to sit on my laptop and edit through them for a long time. Chopping, changing, effects, taking out the bad bits, keeping in the good and finding what those are, and it takes its time. And as well as trying to do short form content every single day, it all adds up. So it takes a long time, and then it kind of, by the time that I get the video done, I've watched it so many times, I then think it's not good enough. And I'll be honest with you, I actually, since my last YouTube video, I actually filmed another YouTube video that's now finished, that's still sitting on my laptop, because I really polished it to the point where it was too polished and looks too edited, and it's not actually authentic in any sort of way, and I don't want to post it, which I know is what Cal just fucking post it doesn't matter, but I don't want to now just go back and it's a whole thing. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that, but the point is, I want to start doing this properly, not polished, not chopped and edited and polished perfection. I just want this to be authentic. I want this to be me, a camera. When I edit it, just chopping out the little bits that don't really matter, the little silences in between or the irrelevant parts. But I want to keep the chat as authentic as possible, my training as authentic as possible. And I want to try and show you all of those little bits in between. Which hopefully will mean that I'm not going to be spending a full week editing a YouTube video, and instead maybe like a couple of hours, maybe, hopefully. So yes, that's where we're currently at, which in theory should mean that I should be able to put up at least one video a week right now. And then in theory, get better at the whole process of filming and editing, and then in theory, maybe start posting more in the future. But yes, this is the current plan. This is where we're currently at. Again, I've said this all before. I've made these promises. I'm just going to try and see how we go and try and see if we can keep this going for as long as possible. So, without further ado, that's it. Whilst I'm here, I thought I may as well reintroduce myself again, because there's a lot of new people here and a lot of new followers who are probably coming over from the Instagram to the YouTube who might know absolutely nothing about me. So, without further ado, hi, I'm Callum. I am a PT, now living in Sydney, originally from Ireland. I've kind of lived all over. No, I haven't. I make that sound like I'm Mr. Worldwide. I've lived in Ireland, I've lived in the south of England, I've lived in London, and now I'm here in Sydney. Currently sat in the middle of a park. But there's Sydney. There it is, in all its glory. I moved to Sydney about 1.5 years ago to, well, I met my girlfriend, Nicole. And whenever I met Nicole, she said, by the way, Cal, I'm moving to Sydney with or without you. And at first I thought, right, well, this isn't really a thing. And then here we are. We moved to Sydney. But I've absolutely loved it. I've also had a career change. I used to be a primary school teacher in London and in Ireland for a little bit, actually. And you know what? Great career, very rewarding, not for me. And it was a job that I just couldn't see myself progressing in, and it was a job that I couldn't really see myself climbing the ladder, because the thing is, when you're a primary teacher, if you want to climb the ladder, you're realistically going to, subject lead, which means you plan out a whole subject, then you go to year lead, which means you are sort of in charge of a whole year group, and then from there, you're sort of looking at like vice principal and then principal. And as great as those roles are, and as important as those roles are, I just didn't see myself taking on that responsibility. So teaching was left behind, and I've came out to Sydney and started a brand new career as a personal trainer, which has been great. I've been loving it. It's been fantastic. In my opinion, just as rewarding to have people who start off not moving very well, and then, 6 months in are moving in like they were 20 again. These 40-year-olds who come in very stiff, and then give them a couple of weeks and then they move like they're 20 again. It's fantastic. That's the most rewarding part. And I've loved it. It's been great. It's definitely a very different skill set. You do sometimes still require just as much patience as you do in teaching, but negotiating with adults rather than negotiating with children, quite different in some ways. But yeah, I've been absolutely loving it. And then coming out to Sydney, I've seen content creation as like it's a brand new thing to. I was doing content back in the UK, but I feel like it was always a little side hustle. Didn't take it very seriously. Just did it when I could. Whereas now I've really sort of put my foot flat to the mat and really tried to give it a good go. And yeah, now here we are. Living the dream as I can't believe I'm saying this, but I guess you could classify me as a personal trainer / content creator. Yeah, that's where we're currently at. Anything else to catch you up on? Probably not. I'm living in Sydney now. I'm loving it. It's not a forever home. I will be moving back to the UK eventually, but not yet. We've still got plenty of time to enjoy ourselves over here in the sunshine. God, I don't think there's anything more that I need to really fill you on, or things that are important. Oh yeah, there's probably another one that I'm actually quite big on at the minute. I have tics and Tourette's. If you've came over from the Instagram, you probably already know that. If you're not from the Instagram, I have tics and Tourette's. They're not big tics and Tourette's. They're not like, what you've seen in the movie I Swear. Great movie, by the way, where, John is very out loud and physical and swearing a lot. Mine's are sort of smaller motor tics, little twitches, little shoulder things. When I'm really stressed out, sometimes noises do come out, but they're very minimal. It's nothing too much. So this is another thing about YouTube. I simply do not have the time nor energy to go through and edit all of my tics out. It's very easy in short form content because you maybe film for like maximum 5 minutes and then just bang, 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 bang. I'm not going to do that with this. So you'll probably will see times where the tics are a little bit more extreme. And there'll be times where they're fine and you will notice them, you'll see them, which I guess for me is kind of scary. But also at the same point, I've really started learning how to accept them and actually be proud of them, which is something that, years ago I could never have been proud of having my tics. Actually, I was very self-conscious of my tics, and people would maybe ask me about them and I covered it up with a lie. There's a sniffing one that I've got where I sniff and it goes like that. And I remember my friends always asking me, God, you've got a terrible cold. Like, are you all right? Oh yeah, mate, bad cold. Yeah, it's not very good. It's up in the old sinuses, you see. Or as I got older, people would be like, mate, how much bag have you been on? And yeah, I'd just go with it. But I think by doing social media, actually, I'm very grateful for social media for giving me the power to express being proud of my tics. And then the support that I've received off of that has really been it's been life-changing. It has been life-changing, because now if I meet someone for the first time and they ask me what I'm doing, I can tell them straight up, I've got tics. What are you going to do about it? So yeah, that's been really, really nice. It's been a big life change, and that's probably another important thing about me. Now, I've been chatting here for 10 minutes, which is probably getting on a little bit. So I am now going to go to the gym. What are we training today? Legs. What a way to start off the tubes again. We are training legs today. Legs, core, and cardio. Yeah, we got cardio to do, because I'm now on a cut. Right now, I probably weigh about 94 kilograms, which isn't bad, but not as lean as I want to be. And I want to be leaner. So we're getting in the cardio again. So we're gonna go to the gym now. Again, with this YouTube channel, I've said it once, I say it again, I want it to be authentic. So you're not gonna get this cool edit of me in the gym pushing hard with cool music over the top. You're not gonna get that. I'm gonna take you. You're gonna hear nothing but what's in the background. I'll chat to you in between my sets, of course, but it's gonna be raw, it's gonna be authentic. And if you like that, happy days. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the video. If you don't like that, cool. No problem. All right, enough jibber jabber. We're gonna go to the gym, we're gonna hit legs, and we're gonna fucking suck it up and get it done. But we're back. Let's do this. Let's go. Welcome to the channel. I have no idea what the sound quality on this is gonna be like, but we can fix it later. Doesn't matter. We'll focus on the task at hand, which is legs. Now, when it comes to leg day, God, I really do feel like Sam Sulek right now, even the way I'm talking. I was able to chat so loud outside, but I feel very conscious about not, being arrogant in the gym and chatting too loud. So anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. I've really been fucking with the hack squat recently. I've not really been back squatting. I used to back squat quite a lot, but something you should know about me is I have a dodgy knee. Back from my rugby days when I was passing the pill about, I actually got a knee injury that gave me a dodgy right knee that sometimes doesn't feel great under back squats. So we decided to hack squat instead. However, a big key to my hack squat is, drum roll, knee sleeves. These knee sleeves. Fun story actually, these aren't actually knee sleeves. These are my friend's elbow sleeves. Can you imagine how big this dude is? His elbows fit into these and they fit onto my knees. He's a big dude, Jack Ringland, my very good friend. I can't remember what his Instagram is actually. Hold on. I have to give him an honourable shout out here. This is how good a friend I am. I'm actually interrupting my video to shout out my friend. Jack lifts _PT. He's a big dude. He's a big old dude. There he is. Check that guy out. Big guy. And he kindly donated me his elbow sleeves to use as knee sleeves. And essentially what they do is they compress my knee joint so everything feels nice and secure. But right now, not back squats, just hack squats. So we pull these up, and as soon as they are around the knee joint, I already feel far more secure, which is exactly what I like. All right, hack squat. We're starting off with a warm-up set of 40, 50, 60, 70 kg. And then after this warm-up set, once we've got a bit of blood pumping into the knees, we're gonna take it up to maybe 120. We've been dabbling with 120 for about 6 to 8 reps. So we'll see how that's feeling today. Oh God, that's not on the short king setting. On my tiptoes for that. Okay. Lovely. So whenever I get down to that knee flexion point, without knee sleeves, usually it feels like my kneecap's about to explode, which, as you can imagine, isn't a very nice feeling. But with these knee sleeves on, they keep everything really nicely compressed and kept together. And it just makes my knees feel so much more secure at the bottom, which is good. I also feel like it's a bit of a mental thing as well. I feel mentally safer whenever I'm doing these, which, you know, in the gym you'll be surprised how much of a mental battle it actually is a lot of the time. And whenever you're mentally conscious about something, you tend to not push yourself as hard because you're aware you could hurt yourself. It's a whole mental thing. I actually have a lot of clients who have shoulder issues, and when it comes to any overhead pressing, they're really cautious and they don't really like to push any sort of heavy weight vertical. But it's not that they can't, it's a whole mental thing. It's a mental battle for them. So yeah, I guess that's the same thing with my knees. Whew, enough jibber jabber. I should not be that out of breath from one set, a warm-up set at that. But we're gonna take the weight up now. We're gonna take the weight to 120, fuck it, 120. Let's do it. Okay, 120 is on the bar. The last time I did this, I did get 8 reps, but I think it was a very tough 8 reps. Really got to dig deep. And I also don't have my earphones today. They have died. Fuck, it's so annoying. So instead I've got World Gym's very lovely background music. Okay, 120. I'm gonna say about 8 reps for this one would be lovely. Let's see what we can get. Oh God, I've lost count. Don't know how many I've done now. We'll do one more. Oh my God, I think I actually lost count of how many reps I had there, so I'm gonna have to go back and review the footage, see how many we got. VAR has looked at the footage. It was 7 reps. So not the intended target of 8, but that's okay. We've got another 2 sets to go. We'll hit 8 reps on those ones. We will not lose sleep over it. Tell you what though, I could have kept going. I only stopped because I thought I might hit the intended number, but I do reckon I had another 2 reps in me. So maybe, just maybe, if we get to 8 on this and we're feeling good, we might even have to go for 10. No promises, but could be 10 reps, which I think would be a PB for me. Yeah, I think the most I've hit of this has been 8 reps. So if we get 10 on the next one, it's a PB, baby. And that would be awesome. All right, set 2, getting it done. 8 reps this time, not 7. Measly 7 reps. Who do I think I am? All right. Oh, I just cannot see myself getting another 5. Oh God, 7. 8. No, come on, we got it. Oh yes, that's it. One more. PB, baby. Oh yeah. Oh, we'll take that. Oh, fucking hell. Hold on. Seeing stars for a hot minute here. All right, we're good. Okay. I have to be quite aware of time because it is now 10:30 and I've got a client at 12 o'clock over in the other gym, which means I've got to dash out of this gym and either get the train or walk. Depends how long I have. To be honest, I'm not really sure what way I'm going to do this content just yet, because one half of me is like, you know what, try and make it as long as possible and like not cut any corners, because then it makes it easier for me to edit and all that shite. But at the same time, yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be that type of content. I don't know if that's very me. Don't know. But hey, you know what they say? You learn through doing reps, not just in the gym, but in anything in life. Talking to a camera, making long form content. Fun story actually was I was looking through my Instagram the other day and I was looking back at videos of whenever I first started doing short form content. And oh my God, they were terrible. They were such bad videos. Like, I don't even, like, it was the text, the quality of the footage. I mean, I was just starting out, so I didn't really know how to set up a camera properly. The quality of the footage, the cuts, and like the flow of the videos just moved so badly. And then whenever I actually put them side by side, a video from when I started and a video now, oh my God, it's 100 times better. But then again, I think I've now posted something like 260 videos on my Instagram. So just the repetitions have allowed me to get better. In terms of long-term YouTube videos, I think I've made like 3, maybe 4. So this is still something I just need to find what's gonna work for me, need to find my rhythm, need to find 2 key things. What's gonna be the most efficient way that I can record, edit, and upload that's not gonna take forever? And then what's my format going to be? Do I want it to be Sam Sulek style of me chatting a lot of guff in between? Or do I want it to be a little bit more quicker pace and, you know, do all of my talking, get into the gym, bang, do the workout, chat again after? Makes for a shorter YouTube video, and I'm not sure if that's what I want to go for or not. But hey, it's all part of the repetitions. We will find our flow as we go. Maybe this is how the videos start, but maybe in a year's time, when we've got 40, 50 more videos, then, you know, we'll have a little bit more structure. But look, if you're sticking around right now, I appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot. If you're here for the journey, then buckle in, my friend. We are here for the long run. We're doing this consistently. Enough jibber jabber. I'm getting into my RDLs. Ooh, here's actually a good thing. Another thing with these videos that what I wanted to do was to be able to actually give good gym advice in between takes. So, you know, you're picking up some value from this. So here's your value of the day. I spoke about knee sleeves for your knees. Now I'm talking about lifting straps for your hands. Please believe me when I tell you that if you're not using lifting straps, you are leaving so much on the table, okay? A lot of my clients, when they deadlift, for example, they maybe have to cut out at like 70 kilos, maybe 80 kilos, purely because their hand grip has just said, no, I'm done. You get them some lifting straps, increases by like 30, 40, sometimes 50 kilos. It's unbelievable. For me, my hand grip's the biggest thing to give way. Get some lifting straps, I can just keep going, more weight. And when you think about it, put it this way, plain and simple. Your hamstrings and your glutes combined are so much more powerful than your hand grip, okay? There's some dummies out there who are like, oh, if you can't hold the weight, you're not strong enough to use it. Shut up, because I can't deadlift 200 kilograms without these bad boys. But with these, I got a chance. Even with these RDLs, I'm gonna try and tackle the 40 kg dumbbells here. I'll get to about 5, 6, maybe 7 reps, and it's my hand grips and my forearms that are so flared up by the end of the set put these puppies on, these are fine. I can actually put more tension through my glutes and my hamstrings instead. So here's your value tip of the day. If you don't have hand straps, go and get some. They're not expensive. They're like, God, I don't know, 20 quid. So like what, 40 Australian dollars, I think? It's a rough guess. I have the old school ones, like the ones that are literally, when you undo them, it's just a strap of fabric. And I'm gonna say, I do love them, but a lot of my clients have started getting the leather ones where it's like, instead of this, it's got like a leather pad and it wraps around the bar and then you wrap your hand around the leather pad. And I'm enticed. It looks more comfortable, a lot easier to set up, because with these, whenever you've done one arm, you've done one hand, you then have to try and do it with the other hand and you kind of look a little bit, you know? So I think I might convert. These are also so old. You can start to see they've started like ripping in between, and there's gonna come one day where I'm lifting a heavy weight and these just go, Callum, your time is up, buddy. No more. Anyway, hand straps, get yourself some. Enough jibba jabba. I'm gonna get some RDLs in the go. Oh, that's feeling good. That's feeling very nice. All right, we are speed running this a little bit because pushed for time, got a client in 1 hour. And yeah, not really sure if we need to do a whole big chat between every single set. So we've done our RDLs. RDLs are feeling quite good, to be fair. We're now moving on to the next of the big four. The big four being a squat, a RDL, a leg curl, and a leg extension. If I can get those 4 things done on the leg day, I'm usually a pretty happy boy. Anything else that I do is usually just a little bit extra. So I'm on to number 3 of the big 4, 96 kilograms for this one. And with this, I'm really trying to work on getting that full extension, having like a second or 2 pause at the top, and then not trying to slam all the way down. Try and have a nice feeling of control on the way down. So let's see how this first one is feeling. Oh, the knees just cracked in about 10 different places. That is burny. Oh, God. Oh, I was happy with the control on that one there, to be fair. But my God, the fire was burning. Also, on that first rep, my God, I think I heard about 10 cracks in my knee. Probably not healthy, but that's a later me problem to figure out. I'm gonna do probably do another 2 sets on this one. And then move on to the last of the big 4, which is gonna be the hamstring curl. And then, really depends what time. I did say I was gonna do cardio, but I'm gonna have to do that later on. I'm not gonna get time for that now. Might finish off with a bit of core if I can. I should really train some glutes as well. But I did do RDLs, so it should be all right. I tell you, leg days just consist of fighting excuses, to be honest, and trying to decide which excuse is actually valid and which is a shit excuse. Okay, gonna do 2 more sets of this now and then we'll get on to hamstring curl. Nearly at the end. We've got hamstring curl. We are running out of time. We have to pick up the pace here. But hamstring curl, usually one that feels a bit funny for me because from playing rugby, I had very underactive glutes and therefore I tore my hamstring a lot. And I think scar tissue probably makes this a little bit difficult for me. So I built it up quite a good bit, to be fair. I think I'm on like, I want to say 60 kg for like 8 to 10 reps. So we're gonna see how this feels. It should feel okay. Again, making sure, squeezing and controlling on the lengthening part. 4. Oh. Yeah, no, that feels good. 60 for 10, and I probably could increase that to 67 if I wanted to, but today might not be the day for that. I don't know. Nah, we'll leave it for today.
A few moments later.
And we're done. I know I did say I was going to do some core. Ended up speaking to a guy in the gym for probably too long, to be fair. One thing to know about me is I can get easily distracted. So overall, good leg day. Very good leg day. As I said, as long as I get the big 4 done, I'm usually pretty happy with that. If I get a good squat motion, a good RDL, a good leg curl, and a good leg extension, I'm usually pretty happy with that. And as I said, I've got to make it back to other gym now to take a client at 12. And then from there, probably going to start editing this video, to be honest. And look, if you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. I think this whole YouTube thing is going to be like anything else in life, in that I have to do the reps to find what my style is going to be, to find what my voice is going to be, and to find what content is going to suit me the best. You know, it's like anything in life. It's even with gym training. With gym training, when you start, you have no idea if you want to build muscle or if you want to get really lean. And you have no idea if you should be lifting weights or if you should be doing CrossFit or whatever you're supposed to be doing. And then you keep doing the repetitions and you keep turning up, and eventually you refine over time, and then you find who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. So I guess this is going to be the journey that I'm going to have to take with this. But the most important part right now is just being consistent and, you know, not leaving my camera for another year to pick up and decide to do YouTube. So yeah, this is where we are at. It might be a bit of a bumpy journey to begin with, but that's part of the process, isn't it? 1 or 2 videos every week is my goal. 2 will probably be the maximum. It's realistically going to be 1. And some days are going to be training. I don't think every day is going to be training. I think that's probably a bit too much. I think some days are going to be training. Some days might be exploring the beautiful city that I'm in, that is Sydney. You know, some days it might be cooking. Who knows? Chef Cal might come out. But look, we're going to experiment with it. But as I said at the very start of this video, I just want to give you a little bit more of an insight into who I am, what I do, give you an insight into my life. And then selfishly, I want to have these videos to look back on in like 30 or 40 years and reflect on my time on the other side of the world, because we're not going to be here forever. And I think that would be a really nice thing to have, and to, who knows, show my future grandkids one day what I was getting up to. Hello, future grandkids, if you're watching this. So yeah, I'm going to close this video out now. We are going to be consistent. We are going to be back. I'm going to stick to my word this time. I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.